Welcome back, guys. Now I'll be showing you how to create a simple Google search app. So I will be starting with our foreground, and I'll be using the linear V as the foreground. So this linear V will help me create the header, the body and the footer inside it. So I'll be setting the width to match parent, so it can fold the screen. So and now I'll be adding a linear H as a header, and I will need to remove the space that is around this linear H by setting the padding of my foreground by setting the padding to 0. Save. Okay, so now you can see that our header is there without having any space around it. It is already full screen. So now I will be adding a linear V as the body, and also I will need to set the width to match parent so it can fold the screen as well. Now this body will contain only a web view where we can be viewing our content. And lastly, I'll be adding another linear H as the footer. But before that, I need to reduce the height of this layout of this body so it can have space to insert the footer. So I'll set it to wrap content. So now we have space where we can insert our linear H, which would be the footer. So before we move on to the next step, I always advise to always name all of your layouts so you won't get confused whenever you need them. So we are going to name all of our linear now, and to just name it, you need to click on the linear you want to name and then scroll to the very end here, this ID. Then you click on it. Remember, this is our foreground. Let's just add it, foreground. Okay, save. So here, this is our header. This is the body. And lastly, this is our footer. Okay, good. So now we can move on to the next step, and the next thing is to make this body full the screen without making this footer disappearing. And for you to do that, we are going to be doing two things. Firstly, we are going to make this footer disappear by making setting the height of the body to match parent. You can see that the footer is disappeared. So now we need to bring it back by setting the weight of the body to 1. So save. You will see that the footer is fully back, and we have the body also full screen. Now the next thing I want to do now is to remove this toolbar and the status bar here where we have the main.xml. So I want to remove it so that we can have enough space to show our content. And for you to remove this, all you need to do is to come here, click on these 3 dots at the right top corner side here. So then you click on this view tab and then click on this main.xml. So this is the page where we are currently. And to remove the status bar and the toolbar, you can see we have status bar here. Just uncheck it. You can see the status bar has disappeared, and when we uncheck the toolbar as well, it has disappeared. Then another thing we have here is that that we have the screen orientation. This screen orientation, this is where you can set the orientation of your app, either to leave it in portrait or landscape, anyone, or you can even decide to make it both, so that any kind of orientation your user phone is, whether it is in landscape or portrait, it's going to work on it. But for the sake of this app, I'm going to leave this app should be in portrait. So then the keyboard as well, you can decide to make the keyboard visible, or to just hide the keyboard, or leave it in unspecified. So just save it, and let's go back to the view tab and see what we have. So now you can see that our content has filled the page. We don't have any toolbar, we don't have any status bar here. So now we can go ahead in adding the items or our content on the header, the body, and also the footer. So we'll start with the header, and this header will contain an image view as well as a text view, which will show, this image view will be showing the icon of this image will be showing the icon of our app, and the text will be showing the name of our app. So I'll be changing the name of our app to Google app. So we save, and here we'll be changing the image view, we'll be changing it to the icon of our app. So we have to select the image here, but before we can select this image here, we need to add the image from our gallery. We need to add the image from our gallery to this project before we'll be able to access the image here. So you click on these three dots at the top right corner side here, and you click on these images to import your image from your phone storage. So you click on this plus icon to search for to add a new image. You click on add image here. So go to your gallery, and then let's look for the Google app icon we have here. So we have this icon here. So let's change this name here to Google. Okay. So and another thing here is that whenever you add any image like this, if you should click on this add to my collection, so that whenever you need this image again, you don't need to be going to your phone storage. This image will automatically save on this project, and you'll even be able to use it in other projects. So you save it here. So then, and this is the collection where you added it to. So you can see the image is here already in my collection. So let's go back to add the image here. So just come down here and select the Google image here. So we have our icon here. But the thing here is that this icon is too big. An icon is not supposed to be big like this, so we need to resize it. And by doing that, we just need to, let's change the size of the width to maybe 40. Okay, then the height to 40 as well. Alright, so we have this size here, and all we need to do here is to change the scale type, so we can have the image to, let's say, center crop. Select. Okay, now we have this image here. So and the next thing here is to reduce, let's set the padding of this header. Let's set the padding to 0, so we can remove the space that is around there. Where is the padding? Okay, this is the padding here. You set it to 0, then save. You can see we have the original size of this layout. And another thing is this icon is too close to the screen, so I want to remove. I want to set the margin to, let me say, 5. Okay, so that so that we are not going to have the image too close to the screen. So the next thing here, I can as well decide to change the color of this layout. Let's change the color as well to, we have many colors here, but okay, let me choose blue, and under this blue I have other types of blue here, so let's just choose this first blue. And now I need to change my text color to white. Okay, then the text style to bold, and I need to increase the text size as well to, let's say, 14. Okay, it's okay now. So but if you notice, this Google app, our text view is too close to the top of the screen, so I need to bring it to the center of this particular layout. So all I need to do is to come to this graffiti. Where is graffiti here? Okay, we have this graffiti, center horizontal and center vertical, and here layout graffiti as well, center vertical, center horizontal. So you can see that the text view has already moved to it has been centralized. So now I will be moving on to the body layout, where I will be adding a web view that will be showing our content. But if you notice, there is a space around this web view, so we need to remove this space by setting the padding of this body layout, set it to 0, so we can have our web view in a full screen. So, and that's all for the body, and the next thing is just to move on to the footer, where we'll be adding just a text view that will have a little information, maybe a copyright at the developer name. Okay, let me just input a text as copyright at Muazu Isa. So save it. So we have this text here, and I would like to increase the text size to 14, and then the text style to bold, and then the text color. Before I change the text color, let me bring in a color to this footer. So background color, let's make this black. Okay, we have this black, and then we can change the text color to white. Okay, so another thing we need to have, change the padding to 0, so we can have the original size of the footer. And then we need to centralize this text, so I'll be changing the graffiti of this layout to center horizontal and center vertical, so we have our text in the center of the layout. After all this, now I will be assuming that I'm done with the designing of how I want my Google search app to look like. So the next thing is to just move on to the event tab, where we'll be doing the programming of our app. And remember, I told you when I'm talking about programming, I don't mean you writing code, and it's not something difficult. We just need to tell this app exactly what action we want it to perform. So let's move on to the event tab. Here we have the on activity create, and this on create event is just telling us that whenever our app is launched, what is the action we want it to take. So, and what we want here is that whenever our app is launched, I want my app to load the Google website, where we'll be able to search anything from Google. So for us to do that, click on this button here and come to this view block, and let's search for web view block. Okay, we have it here. So we bring out this block and add it here. So you select this web view and here you input the website you want your app to load. So you start with this https:// then your URL google.com. So then you save. So what I've done here on the activity crate is that whenever we launch our app, whenever we open this app, I want our web view to load google.com, the Google website where we'll be able to search anything from Google. But mind you, make sure you always include this https:// with then before you add your URL. So don't make mistake about this. Then you click on save. So and we are done. And the next thing now is to go back to our view tab and then build or run our app so that we can make our app live and install it. So you just need to click on this run button here for your app to start running. So the Java is compiling, and let's wait. This usually take just few minutes. So let's wait for it. Now our app is live and ready to be installed. So and we can see that we have our Google icon and our Google app name. So let's click on install to install our app. While we are waiting for it to install, I would like to on my data connection so as to use the internet on our app. So let's open it to check what we have done so far. So now let's see, maybe our Google website will load. Wow, so we have our Google website already loaded here. So let's search for anything. Let's say honesty. So let's search for it. So we have our results here, and we can even go further to browse on other websites. Click on anything and it's going to load. So we are waiting for it to load. I've just clicked on this link here as open. So it means that what we have done so far is working and our Google app is working fine. So see you in the next video where we'll be adding more functionalities to our Google search app.